Did you know that nearly 48 million Americans get sick every year from foodborne illnesses, leading to 128,000 hospitalizations and over 3,000 deaths? And know what? Many of them are seniors. According to the CDC, older adults are at much higher risk because their immune systems aren't as strong as they once were. But here's the scary part. Many of these illnesses start right in your refrigerator. Yes, your fridge, the very place you trust to keep food safe, could actually be turning everyday items into health hazards. We all know the fridge helps slow down spoilage by inhibiting bacterial growth. But for some foods, the cold environment can trigger unwanted changes. New studies show that improperly storing certain foods in the fridge increases your risk of food poisoning, nutrient loss, and even dangerous chemical reactions. And most people have no idea they're making these mistakes. So if you've been tossing certain fruits, vegetables, or pantry staples into the fridge without thinking, this video is a wake-up call. So stay with us until the end. What you'll learn could save your health, or even your life. But before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. All right, let's get started. Number 8. Ginger. Think refrigerating ginger keeps it fresh? Not really. Cold temperatures can do more harm than good. Experts say that refrigerating ginger can encourage mold growth, particularly a green type that may produce ochratoxin A, a toxin associated with kidney and liver problems. And here's the kicker. Chilled ginger tends to dry out, lose its flavor, and take on a tough, rubbery texture, not exactly ideal for cooking or tea. The better move? Keep ginger at room temperature, loosely wrapped in a paper towel to absorb excess moisture. It'll stay firm, flavorful, and mold-free longer. Number 7. Potatoes. Most people toss potatoes straight into the fridge, but that's a dangerous mistake. Cold temperatures cause the starch in potatoes to convert into sugar more quickly. Then, when you cook or bake them, especially at high heat, those sugars combine with amino acids to form acrylamide, a chemical linked to cancer in animal studies. That's not all. Refrigerated potatoes also turn grainy, mushy, and dark, a sign of oxidation and nutrient loss. If your roasted potatoes taste unusually sweet or have a weird texture, your fridge is the culprit. Instead, store potatoes in a cool, dark, and dry place to keep them firm, flavorful, and safe. Number 6. Onions. Onions might seem harmless in the fridge, but storing them cold messes with their natural defenses. Similar to ginger, onions are said to be prone to mold growth in the moist environment of the refrigerator. The papery skin is meant to keep moisture out, but in the fridge's humid environment, onions absorb moisture fast. The result? Mushy texture, off flavors, and mold growth. And take note. Once an onion is cut, its protective layers are compromised, making it more susceptible to spoilage and bacterial contamination. For whole onions, a cool, dry, and well-ventilated spot is usually best. If you've cut an onion, it's generally advised to use the whole thing or store the remainder in an airtight container in the fridge for a short period. Number 5. Bread. Think the fridge keeps bread fresh longer? Wrong. Cold temperatures cause the starches in bread to crystallize faster, a process called retrogradation. Your once soft and fluffy bread becomes stale, tough, and dry, even faster than at room temperature. Worse, when bread is brought out of the fridge, moisture forms, creating the perfect environment for mold growth. And moldy bread isn't just gross. It can contain mycotoxins, harmful compounds, especially risky for older adults. Want to store bread properly? Freeze it, sliced, and toast when needed. Or keep it in a sealed container at room temperature for a few days. But the fridge? That's a loaf's worst enemy. Number 4. Garlic. Garlic is a powerful superfood, packed with allicin, which supports immune and heart health. But refrigerating garlic changes everything. It sprouts prematurely, becoming bitter and rubbery. Worse, it loses its allicin, the compound responsible for most of its health benefits. But here's the real danger. Chopped or minced garlic in oils stored in the fridge can grow Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria that causes botulism, a rare but deadly illness that causes paralysis and can be fatal. Keep garlic bulbs in a cool, dry place, and if you're storing chopped garlic, use it quickly and always mix it with vinegar or lemon juice, not just oil. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it to spread awareness, and don't forget to subscribe for weekly health topics like this. Number 3. Coffee. Here's a big one for all the coffee lovers out there. You might be storing your coffee beans or grounds in the fridge to keep them fresh, but this common habit could be sabotaging your morning brew. Coffee is extremely absorbent. It soaks up odors and moisture like a sponge. That means all the smells in your fridge, onions, leftovers, even last night's fish, can end up flavoring your coffee. But there's another hidden problem. The fluctuating temperatures in your fridge create condensation inside the coffee container. This moisture can degrade the oils that give coffee its rich aroma and deep flavor. Over time, refrigerated coffee can taste stale, flat, or even sour. For optimal freshness, keep your coffee in an airtight, opaque container in a cool, dark cabinet. Never in the fridge. And if you've got a large batch, freeze a portion in airtight bags and take out small amounts as needed. Remember, good coffee starts with good storage. Number 2. Honey. You might think putting honey in the fridge keeps it fresh, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Honey is one of the only foods in the world that never spoils, if stored correctly. When you refrigerate honey, it begins to crystallize. That means it gets grainy, thick, and hard to scoop or spread. This doesn't make it unsafe, but it certainly ruins the texture and makes it harder to use. But here's something you may not know. When honey crystallizes in cold temps, it can separate and lose its natural balance of enzymes and antioxidants. Heating it to reverse the crystallization can also degrade these delicate compounds. And for seniors or people with weaker digestion, overly crystallized or reheated honey can be more difficult to process. The best way to store honey is in a tightly sealed jar at room temperature, away from moisture and direct sunlight. This keeps it smooth, spreadable, and full of its health-boosting power for months, even years. So the next time you're tempted to put honey in the fridge, don't. It's sweet enough to take care of itself. Number 1. Avocados. Now this one depends on timing, but many people are refrigerating avocados way too soon, and it's costing them flavor, texture, and nutrients. If you place unripe avocados in the fridge, the cold essentially pauses the ripening process. What you'll end up with is a rock-hard avocado that takes forever to soften. Or worse, one that stays rubbery and never ripens properly. On the flip side, if you put a ripe avocado in the fridge, it can extend its freshness for a few days. But wait too long, and it turns brown, mushy, or moldy. The trick is knowing when to refrigerate. Leave them out at room temperature until they yield slightly to gentle pressure. Then, and only then, pop them in the fridge if you're not ready to use them immediately. But keeping unripe avocados cold from the get-go? That's a one-way ticket to disappointment and wasted money.